A lot of us have lost track of the goalpost, what we should be doing with money. And by us, I mean middle class, lower class, anyone but upper class. Upper middle class, you're probably okay. But lower class, middle class, and not because upper class and middle class, upper middle class have it, right? It's just they can afford to not know what the goalpost is and they'll be fine. But for the rest of us, we can't because we don't have wealth. We may have money, but we don't have wealth. And right now, it feels like we've spent all these years being distracted, being deceived into thinking we are good because we have money, we have a certain income, we have a certain job, and we have a certain car and house and whatnot. That we've lost track of what we really should be going for, what we really should be aiming for, what our goal should be. And because we've lost track of the main thing, what we should be doing, which previous generations knew, but now somehow we've not, but because we've lost track of that, we're here struggling with whether or not we should be buying coffee every week, or whether or not we should be going on vacation, or whether or not we should be going out to eat, whether or not we should be enjoying life. We're here struggling with that decision because we've lost track of the main thing and where our focus is, where our goals should be. Now our goal is about, holding on to every dime, or whatever frivolous things we argue about when it comes to finance. What we've been doing, and by we, I mean middle class, lower class, want to be a class, choose a class, all of us. What we've been doing is spending our money on things that don't matter. Things that, okay, they matter, but they're not the most efficient way to spend our money because when we pay for it, it brings us joy, it brings us happiness. But then it comes to our house and it just sits there. It sits there, it's looking at us. We're looking at it, it's looking at us. Oh, it looks nice and that's great, right? But what we should be doing and what those with wealth do is acquire income producing assets. For those that don't know what assets are, income producing items or products or services, things that when you buy them, they're bringing in money without you showing up. Right now for us, and you already know the us I'm talking about, right now we have to show up to earn. You show up at work to earn. But there's other items, these products, the services, these businesses, whatever it is, these assets, we don't have to show up. We don't have to apply ourselves. We obtain it and it's pumping money into the house. It doesn't mean you'll stop working because that's not what it's about. It's about the fact that life is a lot different when, regardless of how much I'm making here, I have all this other things pumping money in. I'm a lot more comfortable now, real comfortable, because I have all this other things pumping money in. And it's not about sources of income. It's not about having, multiple sources of income because I could get three different jobs and I have multiple sources of income. I have three different sources of income. I may lose one job, but I have two other jobs. And so I have the security of having multiple sources of income. So it's not about having multiple sources of income. It's about having things work for you without you being there. Assets, income producing assets. And I know most of us already know this. So then the question is, why are we not doing these things? Why are we not channeling our money into getting those? Why are we focused on everything else and buying and trying to one up here and there and trying to, you know, get $50 here and $100 here and 1,000 here when we should be focusing on the big kahunas? Why aren't we doing that? I'll tell you why. One is because when we get to a certain age or to a certain income or when we start making a certain amount of money, we think we've arrived. We think we've made it, because now you can afford to go on international vacation, or because now you can pay the monthly payment on a $70,000 car, and because you can make that monthly payment to you. we've arrived. You're comfortable, because now you're no longer holding debt on your credit card. You can pay for your monthly expenses just fine, no sweat. So you're comfortable. You think you've arrived. You've made it. I've made money. I'm wealthy, Or because now, you're no longer having to do monthly budget because your income is more than enough for your monthly expense, or because you no longer have to put things on layaway, or you no longer have to do pay as you go. You can afford to pay for things like that. And so you think, I'm wealthy, I've made it. But you haven't. You have money, you don't have wealth. And soon you'll realize that you're just one issue away from that money being gone. You're just one, I don't want to say disaster, but you're just one event, one crisis away from that. Heck, forget crisis. You just want 18-year-old ready for college for you to realize we don't really have that money. We don't really have that much, right? Or if your kids are still too young, you only want, my kids needs music lesson, or they need things that will set your kids up for better, give them advantage. And you can't even afford that. Or if you don't have kids, you're only at the point where you decide you want to stay home with your kids so you can be more hands-on, and we can't afford that. And then you realize you don't have wealth. Okay, you have income, but you don't have wealth. But one main reason why we do not focus on this goalpost of obtaining income earning assets is because they're expensive. They're not exactly cheap to get, right? They have a high barrier of entry for entry. But these things with high entry barriers are worth it. If everyone could get it, it wouldn't be as valuable. That discourages us from doing that, because to us, why spend so much on this when I can get a lot more of all these other things? Why put money into let's just say a house? Why put money into obtaining a rental property that would give me income every single month? It's going to take a long time to get that down payment. I might as well just go ahead and let's buy that car. Let's just live life. Life is short anyway. No one is promised tomorrow. Because when we look at how long it would take to save up for a down payment of a house, we're like, that's just too much. Income earning assets, they're not all expensive, but they are. And then the ones that aren't expensive, of course, they can be high risk as well, like the investments, the stocks and all that. They're risky. And that discourages us from putting our money in there because, listen, once again, for us, lower class, middle class, the thought of losing our hard earned money, we would rather buy. Heck, we would rather go on vacation and eat some good meals and know we got something for our money than to put it into an investment and lose it. We would better take those chances than to do that and lose it. But even the Bible tells you to put your bread in water. Don't eat the bread, put it in water. Let it go. So risk. If we want to get wealth, if we want to get to the point where at the age of 40, at the age of 45, we can be comfortable knowing money is coming from different areas. And like I said, it's not about not working. It's about the security of knowing, okay, should anything break down, should the economy go down, I've got I've got a couple other nest eggs to get from. Does that make sense? Is nest egg the right word? But I've got other options, right? Should anything go down, there's a bit more security there. By the time your kids are old enough for college, by the time your kids are teenagers, now higher expenses, heck, all the other extracurricular activities you want to put them in, they cost money. You're not there having to carry one minus one because you have income earning assets. What are these income producing assets? There are several. You have your investments in the stock market, the stocks, the ETFs, the indexes, all that is considered an income earning asset because you put your money in and your money is growing, your money is making you money. But if you don't want to go that route, or you're already doing stocks, and so to you don't want to do any more of that, or you have low appetite for risk because at the end of the day, it's still a gamble. Investment into the stock market is still a gamble. Educated gamble, yes, but it's still a gamble, right? And so if you don't want to keep doing more of that, we also have real estate. Real estate to me is still one of the best income producing assets. It's tried and true. It's been around for years. One, you can see where your money is going. For a lot of low income and middle class people like us, we want to see where our money is going, right? And so with real estate, you're seeing the concrete building. This is where your money got you, but it's also earning money. We have a rental property, and let me tell you, no one can convince me otherwise. Can we put that money into stock market and make a lot more money? Yeah, I'm sure if we do the math, but you're already doing stock market, right? And so this is a good way to have another source of income that should anything happen to the stock market, should things crash, the house isn't crashing, you're fine. And it brings some money. You're sleeping, the tenant is paying. It will take time to save up for your down payment. You're probably thinking, with interest rate as it is, who the heck is going to be taking out mortgage for a rental property? Because by the time your tenants pay rent, you're probably just going to be breaking even or not even getting, you're probably going to be under because of the high interest rate. I know, but this isn't for now. You're getting the information now so you can start planning, so you can start saving. You never know what a year from now, 2 years from now is going to be, 3 years from now is going to be. At that point, when interest rate goes down, now you're ready, now you're prepared. But if you don't have that plan now, you're not going to be saving towards it. And so when interest rate goes down and it's a good time to buy into real estate or to buy a home for rental property, you don't have the money. But if you know now this is a plan, you can start saving towards it. And when you're saving towards it, when you know this is a plan, you're trying to save up a down payment for a house, guess what? You're not dealing with impulsive spending. Impulsive spending will not be happening. And should it come up, your willpower to say no is a lot stronger. It's not even a decision to make, it's an easy decision to make. Now you're not there trying to make decision on the type of car you should buy because you know you're having to save towards a goal, right? You're not there thinking, well, I can buy that $80,000 car because monthly payment of 500. I got 500. No, you don't got 500. You need 500 to save towards the down payment because you're trying to stay ready for when the interest rate goes down, so you can buy a house, get that rental property, so you can have your 30,000 working for you while you're sleeping. Another income earning assets, granted this isn't fixed, is the high yield interest that we talk about. When you put your money in a high yield savings account, your money is earning you tangible amount of money while you're sleeping. But if you're taking that money and you're spending that money on everything that comes up, everything you see on Amazon, every experience everyone is showing up, that money is being spent. That money stays into your high yield savings account, is earning you money. Cash is still considered an asset when it's bringing you cash, when it's making you cash. Your bonds, that's an income producing asset. I'm going to put it all on the screen. The point is, when you focus on the fact that what you should be doing with money until you get to upper class, and I hate that this video is about class, but that's a reality. Until you get to the uber wealthy where money is nothing, right? Your goal, what you want to be doing with money right now, is acquiring this income producing assets, acquiring the real estate, the investment, the stocks, the ETFs, the bonds, the treasury notes, CDs, certificate of deposits. These are things that yield you money. These are things that bring money in, rather than focusing on where can I go and what can I buy. Now, if you're new to this channel, then you probably don't understand that I'm not for not enjoying your life. I'm not for that. You're here. We're not just here to work, work, work until retirement. You should have a good quality of life. When you have this goal of acquiring income earning assets, then it balances out what you do in terms of enjoying life and planting for the future. Enjoying life, going on vacation, buying you the outfits that make you happy and the clothes that make you happy, and acquiring what brings money in. It's only foolishness to keep focusing on things that take from you. Liabilities. It's wisdom to focus on things that earn for you, that work for you. Investing in a business, right? If you have a business idea, that's where your money should be going. Invest in a business. Why invest in other people's businesses? And by other people, I mean all the things you spend on. Invest in yours. What was that business you would like to try? Why not? Why not save up for it and get going? Put your money towards things that bring you money. Or you know a friend who has a business or like to start. Friendship and money, though, be careful. Make sure everything is black and white. Write it down, write down the agreement. But you can still do that. Invest in their business. Maybe invest in lending. There's peer-to-peer lending if you have the stomach for it. Invest in loaning people out money and they pay you with interest. Focus on channeling your money into things that earn you money, things that produce money. And then you won't have to fight so much with all these minute things like buying a cup of coffee or ordering wine when you go out to eat. Because when your mind is set on the fact that you have these things to acquire, then you spend wisely. Then we don't have to tell you how it's foolishness to trade in your phone. I'm thinking of common examples we use when it comes to personal finance on social media. We don't have to give you that information because you yourself know I'm saving for down payment for the house. I'm trying to put more money into my high yield savings account so I can earn more. I'm trying to make sure I can buy into this ETF once the price goes down. I'm prepared. I'm ready to jump in, right? That's what I want you to get from this video. Let's have a mindset shift. Have this mindset and sticking with your financial goals or your spending plan will be nothing. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you got it. I'll see you in the next one.